Caesar, the legendary Roman general and statesman, was a brilliant strategist, a master politician, and a charismatic leader who inspired loyalty. Well, except from Brutus and few others. But he expanded the Roman Republic, introduced bold reforms, and became the most powerful man in Rome. He mastered the art of leadership. And guess what? The same three roles that made him so incredibly successful have to be mastered by today's leaders as well. Ready to lead like a modern Caesar? Let's dive straight into the three essential leadership roles, starting with the first one. Caesar didn't just conquer territories, he unified them. He implemented reforms which extended citizenship to people in the provinces and included representatives from these areas into the Senate. Caesar lived from 100 to 44 BC, a time when such policies were profoundly progressive. These reforms stabilized and unified the fast-growing Roman Empire. The role Caesar played is the first leadership role we will explore in this video. It is the role of an integrator. But what does it mean to be an integrator today? The integrator brings different people and resources together to achieve one common goal. Think of an integrator like of a construction manager building a house. The construction manager identifies the required contractors like plumber, electricians, and carpenters, which represent different teams and departments in an organization. He aligns the schedule with everybody so the work is carried out in the proper order. Together with the different contractors, the construction manager identifies risks, such as material shortages, and integrates the mitigation of these risks into the plan. Without integration, teams work in silos. They ignore dependencies and risk delays or failures. The integrator role is one of the most important ones, especially when it comes to the responsibility of leading a project. But what exactly has to be integrated in a business context? Imagine you have raised your hand to lead the rollout of a new application version at your customer site. Before you start executing the project, you have to plan it and get your stakeholders buy-in of the plan. Stakeholders are, for example, your customer and your manager, anybody who has a stake in your project. So the first step as an integrator is to understand your stakeholders' expectations and requirements. These will determine the goal of the project. Here, you apply active listening to gain a full understanding. Often, you will only have just one meeting with every stakeholder individually. Use it carefully. The better your mindfulness skills are, the less often your mind will wander away, and the better will be your overall understanding. When your stakeholders feel understood, their trust in you increases. The second step is the actual integration. After collecting the individual requirements, you have to bring them together and explain it to all the stakeholders. You integrate the requirements into the project scope by creating a common understanding, discussing conflicting requirements, and finding compromises. Here are some examples. One customer department might expect from you that there will be no downtime when migrating to the new application version, and another customer department that you will conduct user trainings for them afterwards. Your manager, on the other side, requires you to follow your company's standard processes to ensure high quality and customer satisfaction, but which might lead to a longer project schedule than your customer can accept. The third step as an integrator is then to build up your project team. You have to identify and integrate the right colleagues who will deliver the required work items. All together, you have to identify risks, define mitigation plans, and integrate these into the overall plan. Depending on your project requirements, this can be a traditional project or a sprint plan when you work in an agile environment. Even in meetings, you act as an integrator. You set the agenda, invite the right people, encourage quiet voices to share their thoughts, and create a complete, reliable picture of the situation. Great leaders are always integrating on every level.